Hello and welcome to Board Games with Barry. I'm Barry and today we are finally on the moon. This is Adventure 3 of Welcome to the Moon, the colony. So after successfully taking off and making our way to the moon, we are now landed and must establish a base. If you've not watched the first two parts, the gameplay is going to be similar. You just have to pick up as we go along. Why have you not watched the first two parts? But the icons do something different on this adventure, on this board, and that is where a lot of the variance comes, or variability comes, within the main game, which provides 8 of these maps to play through in whatever order you choose, or as part of the campaign. So in this, in the colony, the board is sectioned off into quarters. If you can see those 3x3 grids, the 4 quarters, and we are charged with, or tasked with, filling in the spaces. Again, numbers have to go lowest to highest in ascending, left to right, but in addition, bottom to top. So if we had a 1 here, we'd have to have at least a 2 here and here, and if that was the case, we'd have to have at least a 3 here, here and here, and then at least a 4, and so on, all the way to the top corners. So down this end, you're looking to fill in low numbers, and up this end, you're looking to fill in high numbers. Again, there's no order in which you do it, but you are restricted by those rules. Then, depending on the icon that we place in the quarter or space, depends on what we get. So plants, you get to tick off a plant in one of those quarters. That value is going to add up at the bottom here, and then we'll have to see what kind of multiplier we get for that score as the game progresses. The water, if you fill in a water space using a water icon, you get to circle that and you'll add the value to your water. And when these satellite dishes are both filled in and are connected by robots, which I will explain in a minute, then that will add to the value of the satellites. The robot icon in this one, you can see the robots working hard to connect these lunar bases. Whenever we play a card with a robot, we can connect any of these 2 lunar bases using that robot icon. What the main aim often is to get from the bottom to the top, but we'll have a look at the agendas in a moment. Then finally, the last 2 icon, well, the power icon, is then what we're going to use to scratch these off, or to fill these sections in, which then provides the multipliers for each one. So using a power icon, we can change plants from being 0 times the number of plants to 1 times the number of plants, or 0 times the number of water to 2 times the number of water. And obviously that scales up as we go. Now water is the best multiplier. Getting satellites to the top isn't too bad, 2, 4, 6, but plants are quite linear, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's whatever number is lowest number uncovered is the multiplier. Then the planning action allows you to put a cross in as normal, except this time it's going to be minus points at the end. So the more planning actions you use, the more points you'll have subtracted at the end. And then the astronaut icon, plus or minus 2 to the value of the number that you've picked. But here we have a secondary requirement, which we'll have a look at the astropower. We need to have crossed off more astronauts than the AI has cards. That's not going to happen. So really we just need 1 in order to trigger the second place ability for those 10 points. So at some point I will want 1 astronaut card just to be in here, because if I don't have any, then I am not second. I have to have at least 1. The game will end, as always, when we're twice through the deck, or when we've filled in the whole board. And then it's a pure score marker at the end. The things we need to consider for this one: when the Astra cards A and B come out, we will cross off the top multiplier for a segment, or top points value for a segment, a quarter I should say. What happens is once you fill in a complete quarter, you'll get to circle those and get those points. And this time we'll get bonuses for numbering all of the buildings in a quarter as well. So completing a quarter is quite important, particularly to get those solo bonuses. The objectives for this one are to have 3 rows complete, can be anywhere on the board. This one is to circle all the parabolic antennas in 2 quarters. So that is tricky-ish. I mean, maybe you start with these 2 and you can grow out from there. So maybe I look at filling in the bottom 2 or the top 2 to try and get the points. It's a nice little bonus of 9 if you get it first. And then finally get 10 plants anywhere on the board. You can only have 5 in each quarter, so that'd be completely fill 2 quarters, but they can be spread out otherwise. So let's start with what seems reasonable. I mean, I could immediately take the astronaut, but I don't want to, because that would be a 2, and that would just get me started. But I think just ticking off some of these boxes might be worthwhile. If I took the 4, I mean, that was 15, 15, 14, 13, 14, 13, 14, 13, 12, 11. So most of these are likely to be somewhere around 11. I could probably finesse that a little. So let's do that, and I'm going to put it in this corner here, well, this corner of the quadrant. And then, I don't know, since we've got to go for satellites, maybe we start by crossing off this. So now every satellite we get is worth 1 times the value in the box. I don't want to give the AI this. Oh, one thing I didn't mention in the previous mission is what this value is and what this value is for the Catherine score. These are fixed numbers based on the sort of difficulty. So 3 times the bot value is for this mission. So the AI immediately gets 10 points, plus 3 times, if I was playing a level 8 bot, that would be 3 times 8, so I'd get 24 points, so I'd have a 34 point deficit before we'd even started. Because we're just playing the level 1 bot, it is the minimum of points. So if I had to do a 6, I could do a 6, and I could do a 6 of robots. And I think I can maybe get away with this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives me a little bit of flexibility along the bottom. Not a huge amount. I don't want to fill in that because I want the water. So let's just go here and then 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 7, 8, 9, 10. It's fairly reasonable. Let's start by, well, this needs connected whatever way we do it. Probably spread out in 2 directions. See how it goes. So 1's good. 5 of water would also be good there. Missing out on that. I think I just go for it. It's the best outcome for this, best combination. It does give the AI a power card, which reduces our multipliers for a second time through, but I can cope with that. So the thing to think about is that numbers on diagonals are likely to be comparable as well. So if I did 8 here, that'd be 9, 10 there. And I want to get some, I do want to get plants, so let's try that. So let's actually 7 of plants come in here. And you'll see because I put it in this quarter, that plant's marked off. This is a double, you can have to put 2 in here. I don't know why they're together necessarily. I think maybe you need both for it to count. We'll see as we progress. So now this is a chance to get an astronaut icon, but I think actually we'll do this because I want the 4, and let me now activate water because it's the, there's no points in satellites yet. There will be, but not at the moment. So 15's good. Let us go up in the top. 6, 15 of plants, 10. You know what? 10 of plants. I'm going to just try and work towards the objectives. Again, the level 1 automa is not particularly difficult to beat. 7 of robots isn't bad, but I want water in there. could do the 7 of robots in there. Could do the 11 of robots in there. I kind of want another. Let's think about what way this goes. So if I was to do same as this up this way, maybe I put the 7 here. And then we connect this section. So these are complete, or these are connected, but I won't get any points for them until I fill it in with a number. Ooh, I don't really want to give that away, but again, I'm not too scared of getting beat. Like, we should, if we do okay, we should win. 12 of water seems like the best bet here. I guess that's the water points, so start racking them up. 2 is good. Makes some sense to go here. And then we'll activate plants. So now we're scoring for plants. So now everything's scoring at least 1 time or 2 times the value. 14's good. Again, I'm giving away a lot here. Like, giving the computer 4 points a turn should make the score a little tighter. Normally I avoid it, but I reckon I can beat them. So working out what's likely to get us the most points. Doubling 3 or quadruple, no, yeah, I'd get 3 points here or 4 points here, but because I know I'm going to try and get this, I'm just going to take the plants at the moment. This is good. The 4 of plants can come in here, like I say, working towards this plant objective. So now, so I want water there. Might not happen. I want water there. So I could put a 5 here. Wouldn't be the worst. If that was 5, 6 and that was 5, 6, a 7 there also wouldn't be the worst. Sure. And let's do it with robots. And then, do I try and fill in these or these? So I'd only need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this way's easier to complete 2. Obviously I need to have them filled in as well, I believe. Circle the, yeah, so they need to be circled, so they need to be filled in. 15 of plants or the 14th of plants, both are good. Let's just grab, I'm going to grab that. I'll keep the 14 in play for the second time round. Maybe I'll regret that, but we'll see. The 8 of plants is also fine going up here. Should be relatively safe. How many plants are we up to? 6. So C, Astro card C does nothing, just get a new one. Ooh, water. 2 of waters, no, that doesn't help me, but the 2 of plants fits in there very nicely. Circles another antenna, and again working towards having all these plants. The 10 of water is not too bad. Fills in that satellite space, because that's what I'm going to try and fill in first. So, the A section comes out. I think this is the one I'll fill in last, potentially. This one does nothing for me. So now the 10s. I need both robots and plants. I don't know what one to go for. Let's do robots. 10 can go there. Again, we're sort of on this diagonal. It doesn't matter what way we go necessarily. Let's come back in. Then the B comes out. So it's 3 there, 3 there, 4 there, 4 there. I guess this will be the section I'm last to fill in. So with the 6 I can do something, and with the 11 I can do something. So I don't really want them to go there or there, but this is fine. Does mean that that's limited to a 5 if I do that. So let's do the 11. Let's put you here. And then might be worth doing water because it's doing okay on the water. Ooh. So the 6 of water there isn't terrible for anyone. 6 of water there is not terrible for anyone. In fact, I think actually 6 of water is better here, because this would have to be at least a 6 anyway. And again, went for the bigger multipliers here. Yes, 3 of plants. Perfect in there. Takes me up to 8 plants. So the 12 of water here is not the worst. So that was 12, 11, 10, 9. It gives me a couple to play around with, so let's do that. Again, because a lot of my points are coming from water, and I can still continue to boost it possibly. So 5, not great. 9 of robots wouldn't be too bad somewhere. And it wouldn't be too bad here. So I still need 2 robots, I still need 2 plants, and then I need to fill in the board. So B, well they just done this, so that's not so much of a rush. So now I really want plants more than anything. So 7 can go here. 7 of plants here is, that leaves me, that has to be an 8. And an 8 of water is very specific. Whereas a 7 here is better. So 9, I just need one more plant. So can I get it? The answer to that is yes. The 11 of plants goes here. Yeah, these are still good. And then I claim this objective for the extra 8 points. So the scores at the moment, 51 plays 73, but I'm not down and out just yet. So the 10 of robots, that's good for me. But where? Here? Yes. 10 of robots here, so that's going to connect you up. If nothing else, gets me more points on this. Ooh, the 6. Now where can a 6 go? Only really here. It has to be robots as well. So I'm missing out on this water, but that's no problem. Then I will connect this one, and then I can claim this. So now I've got 1, 2 rows. I need to fill this in order to get this last accomplishment. Oh no, I've got 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so these X's are free to begin with. So there's completed 2 objectives, which has now catapulted me ahead of the AI. Only a couple of spaces left. Why did that end the game? Oh, because I completed all 3 objectives. Yeah, the end. Obviously got fairly lucky since I wasn't aiming for completing all 3 objectives to win me the game, and I gave away far more planning actions than I used to. But that is the moon base. I have had much bigger scores. I normally get 150 or so on the moon base, but normally I'm not shooting for all 3 objectives. I just pushed it quite hard. But it's an interesting feature of the game where you can go hard on the objectives if you think you can get points ahead. Because if I'd spent longer setting up, then it would be, you know, allows other players a chance to race ahead and get fewer points, but make them up with the objectives. So that's that. There's no more missions, unfortunately, on Board Game Arena, and there's not much else to see. The replay factors almost purely in this one from the going for a harder difficulty. I didn't get any of these, so I could have got 10 points extra there, which normally I would have got with one of my last pickups. Hopefully. The main game, which I've shown you a couple of times, as I mentioned, comes with a campaign. The box itself looks like this. where it contains the flip cards, the automa cards, the objectives, and then there's 2 sets. Well, you can fit them across all 3, but within the campaign you can unlock more things. So there's additional, not to give too much away, there's additional objectives, additional what's the word I'm after there? Variability cards, things that change up the parameters of the mission, what you're doing, and as well as extra bits and pieces. So when you're playing the core part of the 8 missions that come in the game, already a lot of variety, you can actually increase that further by, I would say, play through the campaign, unlock everything normally the first way, and then you can choose whether to add them in as sort of modules to some of the missions should they ever get stale. But bear in mind, I played normal Welcome to Your Neighbourhood, I don't know, like 20-30 times. I've played this 20-30 times without feeling the need to really mix it up, or I didn't feel it ever became stale. The push your luck part of it and trying to plan out how many spaces you've got and what you're likely to flip over, if you're particularly good and you can remember what the cards are, great. And the multiplayer game's a little bit different in terms of feel from the solo game, but both are great to play. So until next time, this is Barry signing off.